Well, this is unbelievable, too, because the NCAA announced today that Thomas More College in northern Kentucky will have to forfeit a national championship for using an ineligible player the 2014-2015 season. Now, they're taking issue with Sydney Moss, who's the daughter of NFL star Randy Moss. She led Thomas More to back-to-back Division III titles. But the NCAA says the college broke rules when Sydney Moss stayed with an assistant coach while she was recovering from knee surgery. Matt, we got fake classes at UNC, we got strippers at Louisville, but let's take Thomas More's title away.
Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, look, there's a lot of people who've been suspect about Thomas More because Sydney Moss came from Florida, but you know what? This is one of the more ridiculous things I've ever seen. The idea that she was hurt and she didn't have anywhere to stay. She couldn't stay on campus during that period of time. And this coach, who she had a relationship with before she got to Thomas More, it's how she ended up at Thomas More to begin with. She couldn't stay there. That's a violation of NCAA rules. They're going to forfeit 2 titles. You mentioned it. Carolina doesn't lose anything. Louisville doesn't lose anything. If there's not a more perfect example of the hypocrisy and the bizarre moral standards of the NCAA, Mary Jo, it's this case. If I was Thomas More, I would be furious. I cannot believe they would do this to a small school, except I can believe it because Thomas More doesn't make them any money, and that's why they can punish him.
It is incredulous to me that they're doing this. Absolutely incredulous. And I hope someone calls them on it and they have to explain why this happens to this school for this reason and the other guys get away with it.
The worst part about the NCAA is they don't have to do precedent. I mean, when you come from the legal field like I do, every time you look at a case, you see what similar cases, how they were treated. But the NCAA specifically says precedent never applies to us. Each case is on its own, and what we've done in the past is irrelevant to the future. And what that leads is to selective prosecution, and Thomas More is getting that right now. They are being treated differently because they're the little guy. And Louisville, that hired prostitutes, and Carolina, that had fake classes, they're not going to get anything. It's ridiculous. And Thomas More should be livid, but we'll see what happens.